Beyond the Paddle, powered by Best 4 nutritional supplements. Good, better, best for you and your family.
This is Blue Lagoon in Durban, one of the iconic paddling venues in the country. It's the home of the finish of the Unlimited Doozy and Non-Stop Doozy. It's the home of Kingfisher Canoe Club just up the drag here, one of the biggest clubs in the country, and it's one of the paddling meccas. And while winter grips most of the country and paddling isn't that attractive an option, this is one of the places when you can still find paddlers in shorts and t-shirts pushing out for a paddle and enjoying the wonderful world of paddling. It's a busy time of year in the calendar. The Cape season is building towards the Berg. The elite paddlers have come off the SA Marathon Champs and are already focusing on the World Marathon Champs in Rome later in the year. So, what can you expect in the next hour? Let's have a look at what is in store for this edition of Best 4 Beyond the Paddle. In this edition, our Olympic update with the Hochschorner twins. We continue our search for the River God. In the product review, we look at the new Orgeon Scientific Digital Camera. To KZN for the Surski K1 Champs. And we spend some time with Oscar Chalupski. Pavol Hochschorner and his twin brother Peter go into the London Olympics looking for their 4th consecutive gold medal in the men's C2 slalom. For close on 2 decades, the twins from Bratislava have been the C2 pace setters, having won the overall C2 World Cup standings 10 times. They're coached by their dad, Peter Hochschorner Sr., and will be odds-on favourites for a record 4th C2 gold in London in August.
Sam Sutton is probably one of the best kayakers I ever paddled with.
He's just a super smooth paddler, and I love to be able to paddle with him because I can just learn so much from him just by watching him.
He's a really amazing paddler. When I paddle with him, I feel pretty safe. He has this right amount of redness, I guess.
My name's Sam Sutton. I'm 22 years old from Rotorua, New Zealand. I've been kayaking now for 6 years, and kayaking is my life, and my life is kayaking. The reason I like kayaking is not the aspect of the sport as itself, it's more about the journey that kayaking takes you on. As a kayaker, I enjoy traveling around the world with my friends, having a great time and in search of the world's best rivers or the next river god. As a kayaker, we want to explore the world, and we're always talking about the next destination we'd like to go to. And it turned out that all of us actually wanted to go to Iceland and explore the waterfall paradise. We didn't really have a plan as such. We found these postcards, and we just purchased every postcard that had a waterfall that looked like we wanted to kayak. The the incentive for a kayaker to approach a waterfall is just the aspect of flying, really. And once you approach the waterfall, you can straight away tell if it's runnable or not runnable. Okay, we make some markers. We say, okay, well, I want to be there, so that's point A. We want to be there at point B. We want to be there at point C, and then we've got the perfect line. When we're kayaking up to the waterfall, you could be blinded by a splash of water, so it's all about the feeling and the movement of how your body's reacting with the water. And when you come up to the waterfall, it's really important that you brace and tuck up nice and tight. This year we were really fortunate enough to find one of the river gods. The river's called the Agua Azul, which means blue water. From a kayaker's point of view, it was like a kayaker's heaven. I mean, you could have easily thought you'd found your Eden. What we found is just this really rich blue water flowing through this green jungle and this perfect temperature, and then just cascading off these huge waterfalls. And it wasn't like a huge waterfall and then a huge flat pool. It was just a huge waterfall, a nice recovery pool, and then another huge waterfall, and then another nice recovery pool. So it was a true river god for us.
More and more paddlers are pushing out with a camera on their boat or on their helmet to record the memories of what happens while they're out there on a paddle. So it's good to see an exciting new product coming out from Orgeon Scientific, who've had sport cameras in the past, but this new one, the ATC 9K, has got a chunk of new features which makes it really interesting. It's brightly colored. The first thing you'll notice, apart from the fact that it shoots in video and in still, and it shoots in HD, it's full HD, it comes standard with a color screen at the back. What's also interesting to note when you switch the screen on is that it also comes with a focus option. Most of the other cameras are 270-degree fisheye lenses with a fixed focus. These actually pull focus on a specific point. So if you've set your boat up to shoot down on the nose of your boat, or if you want a long distance view of where you're paddling, it actually has a multi-point focus puller which sets before you get going. It's a handy feature and it'll be keen to see how that works. Another very interesting feature, if you pop the back of the unit open to where the battery is housed, you'll also find that there's a separate cavity here which locates a GPS unit, and there's no other camera that does this. As you go, you're able to not only record video of what happens on the water, but you can GPS track it and plot on Google Earth exactly where you were at each stage in the video. It works on a micro SD card, not an SD card, so the micro SD card with an 8 gig card like we've got here will last you at least an hour in HD. Also, interestingly, it comes with a remote, which most of them don't. So if you have set it up on a remote point on your boat or on a helmet or on the nose of your boat and you can't reach it, you can switch it on and off and alternate between video and photo simply by using the remote. The other thing that is going to appeal and is going to make it accessible to a lot of people is that it's roughly 50 to 60% of the cost of the nearest competitors. The video quality is great and the audio is surprisingly good. It has real pluses as a training aid as well because it logs accurately speed, acceleration and distance, as well as plotting your movements on Google Maps. It has a limited number of fittings with a surfboard mount as an optional extra, which might suit a flattish deck boat. The battery life is also good, even with the GPS unit running, and the remote seems fully waterproof, and that is a real plus. It also looks tough enough to take a real bashing. Week 7 of the Discovery Best 4 Surfski series saw the introduction of a brand new event and another milestone for the sport, with the epic Kayaks KZN Surski Champs filling the gap left in the season by the Old World Cup. The winds deserted KZN for the weekend, so the conditions were going to be mild, which suited the weekend warriors and the novices for the short course race on the Saturday morning, over a cool 2-lap course from Marine down to Dairy Beach and back. What made it fun in the gentle surf conditions on the day were the 2 compulsory beach stops through the surf at Dairy. The stand-up paddleboarders once again revelled in sharing the series' fun with the ski paddlers. Conditions couldn't have been better for the short courses, even though there were a few mishaps and scares on the day. Mayday, mayday, abandon ship.